Okay, so everybody can put away your phones and any devices you have. You can give Jeremy your lovely attention while I put him on the big screen. Hello,
Uh,
Jeremy.
oh, hey
How's it
everyone.
going? Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Oh, uh,
Uh, hello?
wait.
Okay,
Hello?
I can hear you now. Yeah, and you are projected. This is
Yeah, no, I
filmmaking.
can see myself. Yeah.
You serious?
Oh, hey everyone. Yeah, I think this might be the first time I'm doing one of these where I don't actually know anyone, like anyone here.
Yeah, you're getting old. Not that old though.
19 years, yeah.
You are 19 years old. So just to introduce Jeremy to everybody here, Jeremy graduated 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
Two,
2 years.
and he was really into filmmaking even at the beginning, and made a ton of films with our film program here, as well as with summer programs on his own, and then got his portfolio film together for NYU, got into NYU, and this is your sophomore year, junior
This,
year?
yeah, this is my sophomore year.
Okay. Okay.
Sophomore year.
I lose
Sorry, I
track
think there's a little delay.
yeah, Zoom. So why don't we just do a quick introduction so you know who's talking? They'll just say their name, your grade, and one thing you enjoy about filmmaking, or if you don't, maybe your favorite film, one or the other. You can pass yourself.
Oh, I don't know. Hi, I'm Felix. I'm a sophomore, and you put me on the spot.
Favorite part about filmmaking?
I kind of just like everything in general. Like, I don't really have like a favorite like aspect of it necessarily. I guess I just like watching like the film come together. So I guess like editing.
Cool. All right, yeah.
Hi, my name is Danielle and I'm junior. And something that I like about filmmaking, probably just creating something by your own. It's like something that your idea, yeah.
Oh, hi, I'm Ali. I don't have a very like specific sort of like aspect of what is kind of like my favorite, but like I filmmaking has sort of like changed my perspective, definitely. So like just um that sort of nature is what I value in that sense.
And Jeremy knows your brother.
Wait, you
Who's
know
your
my
brother?
brother? Oh, yeah, my
What's your last
brother.
name?
All go. My brother is Najee.
Oh, your brother's Najee. Damn. Yeah, he graduated a year after me, right? Yeah. Or
Yeah.
a year before me. Sorry. Oh my, yeah, year before me.
Oh God, that's my water bottle. It's been in here for like
No.
2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Arav, 11th
Hi.
grader. For me, I guess the creativity aspect of filmmaking sort of appeals to me the most.
Cool.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm a sophomore, and I like the process in general, like of transforming from a storyboard to like an actual film. And if I have to choose a process, it would be editing. I really enjoy like just figure everything out and making them into a really great sequence.
Hi, I'm Sia and I'm a sophomore, and I guess my favorite part would be just like shooting, like try with the different angles and the light, because like it's fun. Yeah.
Cool. So now they're just going to ask you questions, and we're just going to go through your life story via filmmaking. And Chloe has our first question.
Awesome.
I'm wondering, how did you first become interested in filmmaking?
Oh yeah. It's funny. I actually started. I think I was around like, I'd like to say maybe 5 when I made like my first one, and like I don't know. I just kind of remember like making a bunch of like those like iPad iMovie like films with like my friends when I was like in elementary school. I remember that pretty fondly. But I did take like, forgot, it was like I took like a 6-year gap in like my film like development thing where I just kind of decided to explore other things, and I kind of wanted to go into STEM. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to go to STEM, and then I naturally gravitated towards film. I don't know if like Peter has told you guys about Jackson Yeomans, but he also went through NYU. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and he talked about NYU a lot in like their film department. And naturally, I kind of just I don't know, I thought that was really cool. So I just started. I think throughout high school, I think all I remember throughout high school is really just working towards like getting enough films to be able to come here. So yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, thank
And now I work
you.
with Jackson a lot. So
Oh, that's good. Who's number 2? Oh, yeah. Okay. Please.
Yes, question over here. What did you learn about filmmaking in high school?
absolutely not. No, I'm kidding.
I
think-
Oh,
Yeah. Actually, no, sorry. Like, just like this is kind of like a non sequitur, but are you guys like, is it like you have to ask a question to get credit for today? It's out of curiosity.
I don't think so.
I don't
That's
know.
funny.
Is that-
Your entire grade
Yeah.
rests on this question. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I think the main thing I really learned from Athenian was really time management, because especially as you start going on to the later levels, and I've kind of began working on like some industry things, and on set, time management is really the biggest thing. Like it's your biggest asset, and also knowing what is possible with the material you have, will not like necessarily giving up on ideas just because they feel impossible. That was kind of the main thing I learned from Athenian, because at Athenian, you have limited resources in the sense that not everything is possible, and you kind of just have to make that an exception, or you just kind of have to accept that. So working in that really like limited like field really just, I think it just helped me in the sense that it really just helped me like better manage my time. And I've been taking that with me on some of the other sets I've been on.
Thank you.
Who's 3?
That'd be me. Hi. For me, what made you decide to go to film school? And for example, how did you weigh the pros and the cons? And what did your family think?
Oh yeah. Well, I think Jackson was a big thing when he like started talking about NYU, and I remember I reached out to him, and I kind of just asked him what it's like studying film at NYU. And a lot of what he talked about in the program really just aligned with how I saw myself as a creative going forward. And naturally, I feel like it was just a natural fit for me. So in terms of pros and cons, I mean, a lot of people will tell you this at film school, but the major thing that you go to film school for is the connections. And I'm sure like a lot of people here, if they've like been thinking about film school, they probably know this, but it really is about the connections, because you learn a lot of stuff from all different sides of the film industry. But the main thing that you really do get away from this experience is like the people you meet, because there are people that you're forced to collaborate, or not forced, but they're people that you have to collaborate with, and you have to find ways to work with these people, because a lot of the people who graduate here, from what I've heard, like 90% of their collaborators are students with them, or were their classmates, or people in their, just people that were across the seat from them. So, and you never really know who's gonna like make it in a way. It's like, it's funny because I feel like a really like big joke and that like a lot of my classmates and I have is like, who's gonna be the first one to like make it, or are any of us gonna make it? Because you really never know, because there's always that one person. But yeah, and if you wanted to talk about cons, I mean, it's really expensive. It's so expensive. But honestly, I think that's the major con. It's a very intensive program, and a lot of people enter this program thinking that they are being set on like writing and directing, because I feel like in order to like, as part of the application, you need to like write a lot of stories and write a lot of essays and then make a portfolio film. But like 70% of the people that come here decide within their first year that they don't want to write or direct, and they normally just end up specializing in other things. Like for me, for example, I love writing and directing still, but I'm beginning to specialize more into cinematography and lighting, which is kind of the route a lot of people go into. Some people will go into producers, some people will become editors, some people will, I don't know. I know someone who's really going deep into color grading right now. So I think that's the main thing that I was told to keep in mind, that don't necessarily pigeonhole yourself into one thing and be open to everything else that can come your way. And sorry, you asked about like what my parents thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were supportive from the beginning. I think they knew it was something that I always wanted to do. So I think when the discussion came about in like junior year, where I was really like, yeah, I really do want to go here. I think it was really just like okay, you can go here as long as you know what you're getting yourself into. So I think it was really just, as long as you acknowledge, I think as long as I was able to acknowledge the fact that it's not a sure shot and it really is a big risk going into film school and going into this industry, it was a pretty smooth discussion. But yeah, this is about trying your hardest.
Thank you.
Who's next? Yeah.
Okay, so how hi. So how did you get in the NYU, and like what were the requirements and how you prepare your portfolio?
Oh yeah, trauma. Yeah, I remember I spent like almost all of my senior year obsessing over NYU and like the application. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was a really intensive process that took a lot from me, but from what I remember, it was a 5-part application. See if I remember this. It's you have to make a video essay about yourself that's like 2 minutes long, and then you have to make a short film. Then you have to submit a short story that's 5 pages, and then you have to submit a resume and an essay. I believe they change the essay every year. I'm not sure. But I mean, if anyone here is like actively applying to NYU or went through the application, let me know. Actually, if anyone here is actively applying to NYU, let me know what they asked you guys, because I'm genuinely curious. But yeah, and there's like the general school essay that they made us all go through to get into the school, because from the way it works, you have to get into the school first and then they consider you for Tisch. So yeah, it was kind of like 2 separate processes I had to go through. Actually, one of my classmates is right here at the moment. Yeah, ignore him. Yeah. I don't know. That was pretty much it. It was a really intensive process, but I think it really taught me a lot about time management and just yeah.
Alicia, yeah.
Hi. So,
Hi.
this film school like what is the average day like, and what kind of classes are you taking? And also, like, what are the students and teachers like?
Yeah, of course, it's a great question. It's funny because I feel like film school in general is one of those things where you really get what you put into it, because you have your classes and you have like all the classes you take, and you take a lot of them, and it's a very intensive deep dive into a lot of different subjects. But like I said, there's a lot of people specialize in the different things when they enter here. So apart from my classes, I'm on a lot of sets, which I kind of consider it my second film school in a way. So yeah, in terms of like an average day, like in school, it's really just like, I know I go through like my classes and I have to juggle it with my pre-production for a lot of different sets. But yeah, I honestly, I think of like film school as two different schools. You are often on a lot of sets over like the weekends and stuff, and a lot of your free time will be taken by being on set if you choose to go that route. And you have to juggle that with the classes that you go through, because if I'm being honest, it's film school in general is kind of like the Athenian workload on crack almost. It's really intense, but it's also really gratifying. But that's because like I chose to go into production, like especially since I'm going into cinematography. I literally just got off a weekend where I was on 5 sets, I believe. So like, and all these sets are like 12-hour days or 12 to 9-hour-ish days. So it's really intense, but it's really gratifying, and you'll feel all like the better for doing it. And in terms of like how the students and teachers are, it's funny, the students in general, it's like I've met so many people here that are like in so many different degrees of like what they're interested in pursuing and like how much film they like studied beforehand. Because I know many people here who have never even touched a camera before entering film school, and they're so incredible and so talented. So it's really just like you just meet so many different kinds of people here from all over the world. And in terms of the teachers I've been taking, it's funny. They're all deranged, but in like the right way. They're all like kind of like how you would assume like an art teacher to be. They're all very degrees of deranged, but they care a lot about the students and they really care about how much we learn. It's funny. It's actually a lot like Athenian in the sense that I call most of my professors by their first name, which was something I was not expecting when I went into college. But I call a lot of them by their first name. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
right.
What film are you most proud of and why?
Oh yeah. Oh, like a film I made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I recently finished a film. I'm trying to remember when I finished it. We wrapped this film in November that I wrote and direct called Thin Air. Peter, have you seen it? Just out of curiosity.
No, where is it? On your YouTube channel?
It's making the festival runs right now.
Okay, I can't find it.
Yeah, I don't know if I sent to you, but like, yeah, we wrapped that
Okay.
in December and I finished a cut of it over winter break. Yeah, that was probably the most gratified I've ever felt finishing a film because it was around 3 months of pre-production, just trying to figure out how to make it possible. And then once we actually finished it, like it was just this huge weight lifted from my shoulders, and I don't know, I felt really proud of it. It was this like, sorry, I didn't even say what it's about. I just like started talking about it, but it's like this post-apocalyptic love story about it kind of follows two stories at once, and like it's just about these people like reflecting on like their life and kind of the fact that they know that the apocalypse is coming and they're probably going to die within the next few days, but it's just about them understanding that they have each other. And it's the apocalypse, but it's cute. It's pretty straightforward, and there's a cactus.
Any other questions that people just popped in your head that you want to ask before I'll ask the last question? Anybody?
Oh, yeah, is your film that you're currently working on, like, or going to work on soon?
Yeah, so I'm between 6 projects at the moment. I'm not writing and directing all of them. No, I'm working on various positions in them. Some of them outside school, some of them within school. I actually was working on a set with Jackson the other few weeks ago for this music video for Stanford Lynn. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's the artist here in NYC. But yeah, no, I've just been on a lot of sets in general. I haven't really directed that much recently. It's mainly just been like DPing, gaffing. Gaffing is a key electrician in charge of lighting on set. But yeah, tomorrow I'm actually directing something. It's this messed up Blues Clues called Zooey and Gloomkins. It's like the whole concept is that it's Blues Clues, but it's disguised, or it's a cult recruitment video disguised as a children's show.
Cool.
That's like, yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow. So I have like a few things to like finalize in the pre-production, but I don't know. I've just been on so many sets in general. I pretty much squandered the entire weekend working, so I have to like catch up on all of that today. But that's like what a lot of the film school experience is. It's really like juggling like 7 sets at once and then doing so much, but then like realizing that you have to work on your own stuff and then like trying to like center it back to earth.
Cool. Sorry, my arms were getting tired. So,
Yeah, no, were you like carrying
what was
me
I
on
gonna
like an
say?
iPad?
No, it's just a laptop. But where do you hope when you graduate? Where do you hope to be?
Ooh, scary question. I honestly, even though I'm really like trying to deep dive into cinematography and gaffing and just G&E in general, which is grip and electric to those in the audience who don't know. I really just hope to be in a position where I'm able to write and direct my own work, because film school hasn't yet beaten out of me the love for writing and directing. Like I still really like writing scripts. I'm actually working on my first feature right now.
Oh, nice.
Writing my first feature, and yeah, just like, I don't know, just like in a position where I can write and direct my own stuff, and hopefully people don't like hate me for like how weird they are. But yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. I have one more question and then we'll let you go. So back to your application to NYU, and you've met, all your classmates who've succeeded to getting in. Are there any key factors that you think really, push people into that acceptance? Like what are some common things that you can tell students who want to go to NYU or NYU type school, are the things that really push them into the green?
It's funny, I really wish I knew. I think honestly, I feel like just from interacting with everyone and just like knowing everyone, it really just feels like everyone has a really specific vision that they want with their work, or like has a really specific like unique like way of going about filmmaking, because everyone that I've met does it so differently. Like there are some people that are like, when they write a script, for example, like the first thing they think is like, okay, what cool shots can I get, or like how cool can this look? And then I know people who write purely for the dialogue. Like I'm gaffing a feature right now, and the guy that I'm working with, the way he does it is he's a current like student with me, he's in my grade, and the way he does it is he really just like, he writes just pages and pages of dialogue, and he doesn't necessarily care if the shots look cool. It's really just, I want the performances to be good, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, it's just have something you want to say. I honestly don't know how much of it is like a formula. I think it really is just have something interesting to say, do it in your own way, be yourself, and I guess hope for the best.
Cool.
Yeah, I really wish I knew.
Awesome. Well, last chance. Anybody? Any last questions? All right, please give it up for Jeremy. Yay. And
Thanks,
then
everyone.
come visit. And you're supposed to send me your resume, right?
Oh
Right.
yeah, I forgot. Oh my god, yeah,
Send it,
I was
send it
gonna
my
do
way. We're still haggling over dates, so it's probably not gonna be in July. Anyway, we'll talk.
that. Okay.
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 Thanks, Jeremy.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.